Hello everybody and welcome back to This War of Mine, tutorializing Survival's Guide, and today we are dealing with an outbreak of crime. So last night I just sent out Catcher to get a load of materials, which is really helpful. We can start to look at what's going on over here. We have got Pavel, who is now back to just being sad. However, what you did see at the start, just as I kicked you into this episode, that we did have an outbreak of crime, which means that the attacks on our location are going to be so much harder, and we're going to deal with that in a lot of a problematic way. It is a day that we need to eat, so we're going to focus on that. We have managed to push ourselves up in terms of food to a good level, so let us see if we are able to build anything that we need to be building. So if we quickly look in here, we are now we're not quite able to build ourselves the herbal garden, which is what we were after, and we've got everything else that we kind of wanted. The armchair is a good opportunity to... is a good method for giving up happiness, which could be very useful for us, especially considering it's only 5 and 5. So I am quickly going to build an armchair because it just gives us a little bit of a boost, and I can put it over here, just out of the way, and meanwhile we're going to focus on getting ourselves some food for today. Pavel feeling a bit better kind of makes sense. He has been able to have a few days to think about it, and often that is a way of dealing with it. Obviously he's had to deal with the hardships of actually dealing with somebody, which is not something that is necessarily as straightforward as you'd expect. There we go. So you're now going to eat as well. Hopefully the well-fedness did actually help him as well, because I pushed him up to well-fed on the same day, so he's only just become hungry, but that does mean that we are in a decent position. And I think I'm going to let Catcher eat the can, which is good. No, don't do that. We want Catcher to just eat the can. And you know what? You can go and sit down in our lovely armchair. If I look in here now, we have a chair and an armchair. We have beds and we sleep in decent conditions. We really miss books. I swear you do have some books. You do. So the main thing to think about now is the fact that maybe it's worth us keeping 2 people, on guard every night. If we have 1 person scavenging and 2 people on guard, we do have the gun, which should be helpful, and if we leave the hatchet behind, maybe that can also be used as a weapon, but maybe making a second weapon would be helpful. So therefore we are going to focus today on getting some more materials tonight, and then we should be able to move from that situation and kind of build ourselves up after that. I'm keeping an eye. We have got the trader coming, so actually Catcher, you're not going to go to bed just yet. You're going to go and actually talk to the trader man, because hopefully that could be the final bit of wood we need for what we want to build. So if you run down here quickly, Bruno, we are able to just quickly check what we want to build this. So we need 11 wood and 1 component. I can deal with 1 component. And in order to upgrade it, I actually just need 1 component. So that could be interesting. I feel like maybe I do want to kind of go in a recommended way. So I am going to start with focusing on getting the wood, which they do have enough of, and I think I can give that away in order to grab the wood that we need. And then I should also be focusing on maybe... Okay, I could get 1 of those for it. Is there anything else that's kind of really worthwhile? If I do 4 of that and then the water, I feel like if I drop the water down to whatever it could be, there we go. Deal. I'll take that, because that's a good chunk of wood, which means that now, immediately, we should be... Oh, we need the 1 component, don't we? Yep, let's go and do that. If I give you this, how many components will you give me? Ooh, I'm surprised how many. Good, you'll give me 7 components for 1 lockpick. I'm more than happy with that. Especially considering I can build lockpicks. This is an interesting trading exploit. Because of Catcher's abilities, you're able to kind of do a few things here. And if I was to make 2 of those quickly, I could maybe use lockpicks in order to get more materials and get all of his components very quickly. From nothing, of course. So if I was to now do this and go, oh, we've now got 1 of these again, so let's give you this, and you can give me, again, 7. Which is good, because it's 3 in 1 of those, but I can get 4 in 1 of those. Might as well deal on that. And just wait for this next one to be built, and then do this. So it's worth paying attention to these possible little trading exploits that you can do. So that's the main thing. Just waiting for that to be done. Perfect. Just making a note about trading exploits, because that's always an interesting thing to have. There we go. And then you, Catcher, can lean in there. We'll do this again. We'll take this and grab what we need. I'm also going to grab all of that water, which I think I can grab all bar one of, which is fine. Deal. And then we're going to have a look at what else I can trade, because I feel like I want to get a bit more materials from you. I've got 10 and 10 there. I feel like just getting more materials from you is good. I'm not really using the sugar right now, so I'm going to trade the sugar away. I feel like is a good thing, and I want to take as much of this as we can get. So that's 10. How much more can I get? I can't quite get all of it, but that's a good 12. And then I kind of want to see what else I can do to get the wood from you. How much? If I was to give you this and ask for the wood, it won't do try harder. How much of this? 1. I can deal with that. That seems like a reasonable thing to have done. I feel like that's the best way of getting materials. But the main thing we wanted to do first is we wanted to make that garden. So now we're able to make this garden. We can put it over here at this overside. It's quite a big thing if you'll notice. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the basement. As we all know, gardens work really well in the basement. But no. And so we can have a look at what else he's got available. He doesn't really have that much else that's useful for us, so we're going to send him away. So this is a good thing, and we are able to keep on moving ourselves. How are you enjoying the chair? I actually have no idea how you're enjoying the chair. You should be able to go to bed now, though, Catcher. You've done your duty today, and we're able to kind of see where we're going from here. So we're going to open this up and have a look at this, which should be a relatively good and nice thing to have. And we can start to move on from there, which is good. Nice. So you'll see, because we have the hatchet, we've kind of got 3 choices here. We can go in here, and we can currently make a load of fertilizer from these, which is an interesting use. We can make it from vegetables as well, but we can also then make a load of herbs. So if I was to then make one of these quickly, just to show it off, need to make sure I pick up some food very, very soon. But we can do this, and then we can go into here, and we can make one of these. And it takes 48 hours to do, so we quickly just do that, and then it makes it up and running. So as you can see, there are very many different things that we can do, but we've now got to focus on protecting ourselves. So we've now got this kind of set up down here with our garden to make herbs, and then we've got something up here that can make herbs into nice things. So we could make a load of cigarettes all the time if we wanted, but for now we are going to try and just scavenge a few more things. It's the night, and as you remember, it's an outbreak of crime. So I'm actually going to send both of you and you to guard, and just send out Pavel to scavenge. And he's just going to go somewhere sensible because we want to get more materials. As of today, I would like to also upgrade my workbench, because I feel like we've done everything at that certain level, and I feel like we should be able to push on up and kind of go to the next stage, which should be a very good stage. Nice. I don't think we need to take anything here. Maybe I'll take the shovel. And I'll take that just to be there, but we want to mostly get wood and components, just so we can then upgrade our workbench. And then we can do a lot of good things having upgraded our workbench. Which is good. Let us keep moving. You better watch out for the soldiers. Yes, sometimes, for example, like here, they will give you an indication as to whether or not you need to be careful for any particular reason. I'm here for most of this stuff anyway, so that is very good. As you can tell in this game, a lot of it has ended up being chasing for a lot of this stuff. I am going to pick up all 3 of those, because they keep complaining about the lack of books when I look at the thing. So we will see. So now this is an interesting, actually good example. Sometimes you have an opportunity to jump down somewhere to get to a thing. But now if I was to say, oh, I want to go back up, I can't. So that is worth actually being able to kind of, yeah, it's a little bit of a tricky one. But overall it should be fine as long as you have brought the stuff that you need to get yourself out of here. So I brought a shovel today, which was really good because it means I can actually get through this one relatively easily. If I look at my backpack, I brought it so I could actually kind of get through this area. If I hadn't and I didn't get stuck without my shovel, I would have been in a situation where I'd have had to have dug through that with my hands and move on. As you can see, there is somebody up here who kind of gets about that, and they tell me that they're not shying away from the rude words. I'm going to leave the book, actually. I feel like that's just sensible. I kind of also feel like I want to leave that and just take this. Wood is just more vital to me right now. I've got a full inventory though, so yeah, so I'm not going to keep going this time. And here we have a thing talking about the people smugglers. We will get to that. That'll be, I think, the final part of this tutorial playthrough that I would like to do. Because that'll be an interesting one as well that we kind of need to work on. A lot of digging through here, which is interesting. I'm going to see what's in these cupboards, of course, because that's while I'm here. When in Rome, or when in Pogren, you say, which is good. Let's have a look here. So there's a lot of good stuff here. I can grab one of those, and there is also some food, which I do need to be a bit aware of. So maybe taking that. Those veg, I think, is the best choice. Yeah, let's do that, and then let's head to the exit. I can always come back here and pick up the remaining things, but I feel like for now, we're going to head back. And we're going to show you that maybe during an outbreak of crime we have stronger things. However, we should be in a position where we're able to defend ourselves because of boarding up everything. Let us see, we'll probably most likely have been raided, and we should be able to do a lot of good things with the stuff we've got. Yes, we were raided, but we chased them off with 2 ammunition. We got a lot of good stuff here, which means we are in a position there, which is nice. Things are still working their ways to being produced, which is interesting, but the main thing we want to do is we want you to go to bed. Well, everyone needs to kind of sleep soon, so we're going to see if we can upgrade this, and hopefully people can take turns in sleeping today. We should be able to upgrade our workshop to the top level, and we'll be able to see exactly what we can make with the final level here. We are moving in the right direction, and hopefully this should all work out well for us. I hope you are enjoying this series. It's a little bit more informative and a bit more in depth about what I'm doing in comparison to previous series. I just thought it was about time. I've done so many standalone ones, but then it's just not been quite the same. Here we've no longer got an upgrade system here, which means this is fully upgraded, and we can have a look at what the remaining things we can build are. So we've still got this opportunity to build a guitar if we ever find a broken one, so that is something to look for. We've now also got the opportunity also to build a reinforced door. So now this is the best thing, especially in an outbreak of crime, because it wakes up people, and it's a simple alarm that means you can be asleep and people will still come. In terms of other things here, we've got this alcohol distiller, which is a bit of an interesting one that we do need to start thinking about, but it is the way we get from the moonshine that we're able to make at our moonshine still to proper pure alcohol. We also down here have these, which is abilities and useful items in order to upgrade other things. So for example, this requires a thermoregulator, so we've got one here. We need a mixer to upgrade our one here, I believe. This needs a mixer? Yes, it needs a mixer, and it also needs 4 electronic parts. So a lot of these other ones are going to be a bit difficult for us to actually fully upgrade, but it is definitely something that we can think about, because this also needs one, for example. We do need to keep an eye about who is at the door. So this is the other benefit we have, as well as being particularly, it gives you a morale boost. When you help people, often you do get rewarded for said help. And as you can see, these are the 2 kids that we've been helping throughout the time. If we look in here, we have this person who is ready to talk to us. If we go and talk to her, thank you for your help, I feel much better now. I'd rather not think of what would happen to my children if you hadn't helped me. We haven't got much, but I saved up some coffee for my husband. He loves it, but he hasn't been home for a long time. He's somewhere out there fighting, and who knows when he can return. So why don't you take it instead? Thank you very much, and this is an opportunity to go talk about addictions. So if I go into the bio of, for example, Katja, we will see here, the coffee drinker. This means that now that she's got coffee, the coffee will gradually decrease, and eventually she will run out. But that gives her the ability to, I think, pushes up her morality a bit quicker. If I, for example, look at Bruno, he's a smoker, so could do with some cigarettes. Pavel is neither, so Pavel doesn't have any kind of situation there. That is something that is worth thinking about, because it kind of gives you a bit more of a leeway when it comes to the other bits and pieces, because if your addiction is satisfied, then you're less likely to be grouchy. Is a simple little thing. I'm going to use the remaining 3 of the remaining 4 components to try and get some more water, because we're going to need to cook tomorrow. But I think we're doing all right in terms of other things. We've got the bullets here to face off, and we're going to try our hardest to kind of move on from there. I think we are just today going to grab as many resources as we can, though. I think that is going to be our plan. And I'm going to let Katja sleep, I think, because the main thing I want to do is to start thinking about these upgrades, but I think we're going to be looking into them next time. So this is my alcohol distiller that I would like to get up and running next time, so that is my target. I will see you then next time. We're going to sit here and we're going to have a bit more of a... we're just going to go out tonight and do our normal things, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Thank you very much for watching. If you have found any of this helpful, please do like, subscribe, and do all those lovely things. Perfect timing. Katja can now go and sleep, and we will end the day there. Thank you very much for watching, and ta-ra.